Howdy folks, welcome back. It's April 23rd, 2020, and it's day 37 here in the state of Washington of the self-quarantine. We're all hiding away from the virus, and we've got more days to go. It looks like it's going to be extended. This is a famous picture that NASA has brought out every time they have a comment or want to talk about Mars. It's always the same picture. It is iconic. It's from the Curiosity rover from the Rocknest position. And it's a picture that I've been looking at for a long time. It's also a very, very difficult picture to work with because of their one color fits all filter that they put on there. It's thick as chocolate syrup. It's really hard to get through, and I've gone through all sorts of gymnastics to try and bring you some clearer pictures. So yes, in the background behind this rise, we have a city, folks, in the background there. I've called it Gale City here in Gale Crater. And there are lots and lots and lots of structures that go back. This, as I said, it's a difficult picture to work with. Right here in this picture, you can see two black dots, and those are two of four that are, I believe, drones. But this is the kind of city that we're looking at here. You see, this is a satellite picture, and it's row after row after row of exactly the same buildings for the most part. And in this picture right here, you can even see coming in from the 9 o'clock side, from the left side, some streets, 2 or 3 streets. Those are far and few to come by. You have to be looking right at the exact right angle, or you're not going to see those streets. But you can see the leading edge of all these structures, and it's dark, and they have black openings. I assume these are windows of some kind, and you can also see some piping, and gosh, who knows what it is. There's a bunch of stuff there. But it's definitely a city, and some pictures are better than others. Now, this picture here shows the rise that comes up from the ground. And look, you can see those buildings stretching off into the back, all the way to the back there. And it's not all about this video isn't all about the city in the background there, even though that's pretty big. But what's in front of this rise is what I would call an industrial area. I think this is an area that is pumping water out of the ground and sending it back over the hill to the city. There are some places around where you can see pipes. Seems to have a lot to do with pipes here, and various structures. Now I've emphasized some of these buildings. I've overemphasized them, I suppose. In other words, I've altered the pictures to try and help you see what's there in different ways. Now here down the left-hand side there is a vehicle of some kind. I would say it's an anti-gravity vehicle because it has no propellers or no jet openings, and it's just sitting there on some kind of a pedestal. And then to the right and towards the back again is the structure with the big pipes coming out of the top, and some pipes stretching out over across the face of that structure. And in this picture of this craft, you can see the cockpit window, which is dark, and then of course you can see the sunlight glancing off of it as well. So it's definitely a shiny surface right there. And this place is alive, you guys. This is another one of those places that's alive. It's alive and well. There's a lot going on. I've said in the past that I think that this is an area that is under contention, and that this industrial site where they pump the water over to the city is a very sensitive area. And because of that, they have structures on top of this, we'll call it a hill, that are, in my opinion, that are tracked. They have tracks. They look like big buildings. They're kind of big gray buildings on top there, but they're mobile. And there's also one that goes down on the left-hand side down that slant. And I think these are early warning vehicles, and that all throughout this city are ground-to-air batteries. It's really hard to prove that. I'm positive of it. This is definitely a militarized area right here. And it makes sense, too, because I imagine that this is the only place that the city is getting their water from. So this is something that they're guarding. And the left-hand side of the picture, left-hand side of this hill, is a little clearer than what we have on the right-hand side. And if you look way in the back on these pictures, you can see that these rows of buildings have perfectly straight lines across the base of the hillside coming down. So, yep, there's a lot going on here. There are things here that defy explanation. Coming in from the 3 o'clock side, there's a little there's a thing sitting there with real unusual shapes, and I want you to pay attention to the black dark openings underneath that thing coming up from the bottom. There are dark openings, and all these pipes and stuff move all around in there. It's really a tangle of a look, and I've often wondered what that was about. And now that we've been educated on what we're looking at in all of the pictures from the Curiosity rover, I am very comfortable in saying that this big hillside with all this stuff on it, once again, unbelievably, after 3 years of looking at this picture, I now have identified that this hillside is actually another downed triangular craft. Can you believe that? I mean, seriously, how many times have I said that? It kind of gets old. I don't want to keep, somebody said that I have a tendency to show vehicles in my videos. And while I do acknowledge that I've shown a lot of them, I'm not going out looking for them. They're littered everywhere. Thanks once again to being able to see what I'm talking about. But from the left of this picture all the way to the right of the picture, this is a triangular craft. Once again, it has its point is on the far left, and we can't even see all the way to the what it looks like on the far right. We only get to see so far. But isn't that crazy? And how crazy is it, though? I mean, really. Here's a triangular craft I've shown in the past. There are multitudes of these things everywhere you go. So I don't think it's real crazy to call this area another down triangular craft. But what is crazy is that this is the very same picture they bring to us every single time, or almost every time, when they want to talk about Mars, they being NASA. Same picture. And what a great place to hide something, right? Here's another triangular craft, has a big round area in front of that cockpit there, and also has a big hole cut out of it. This vehicle was shot down. And there are many, many more. Here's one on top of the hill. I threw in, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 of them. I don't know how many I have here. That's only a partial number. I could go get more. It just keeps going on and on and on with these things. And this whole area, this whole crater is literally covered with man-made material. I know this is probably getting old, me saying this over and over. And some people who are new to the channel or watching this for the first time might think, well, that's really pretty crazy thing to say. But it has been proven throughout these pictures that, not just these pictures, but the other ones too in the past, that this is true. It's actually pretty easy to prove. And so here we go again. This one more, just yet another downed triangular craft right in front of our faces. Right in front of our faces. So, you know, how many more pictures are there where we, first of all, thought we knew what we were looking at, but not only did we not know what we were looking at, that they put something right in our faces. It's incredible. And by the way, this picture is one of several. It's the only one that has the real stuff in it. The other ones don't. They're completely obfuscated. This picture is seems a little out of sorts, but I just wanted to show you where the tip of this thing was so you could see it close up, and then see it back out. And all in the background there, from here all the way to the mountainsides back there, are structures in row after row after row after row. I can only imagine what I'm going to see when I start looking around again. I really feel like I need to go back and go through all my pictures and reinterpret them, because if they can hide this in front of us and show us this picture over and over, what else is there? It's got to be a bunch. Thanks for watching, folks. See you soon.